Hey, what's up? So in this video, I will be showing you how to create a countdown timer app in Python. It's a pretty simple app, but by creating this app, you will understand how loops work and how you can utilize them to create interesting stuff. Anyway, this video is a part of 15 video series, which is creating 15 apps for leveling up your coding skills. So the first part is to create countdown timer, something similar to a stopwatch. Before getting started, you should at least know some basics of Python. If not, still you can follow the tutorial. But wherever you don't understand something, stop the video there, Google that thing which you don't understand and understand that thing, and then come back to this video and follow along. If still not clear, just leave a comment down below and I will help you out there. So let's open Jupyter Notebook and explore how to create countdown timer. If you don't know what a Jupyter Notebook is, I have linked down a video in the description. Just follow that and it will explain you everything about what Jupyter Notebook is, how to install it, how it works, and how you can write some interesting programs in Jupyter Notebook. And what makes Jupyter Notebook a better thing to learn Python coding. So once you are all set with the Jupyter Notebook, the first thing we will do, we will import the time library. Once you write import time library, the next thing we will do would be to get some input from the user. And we can do that by creating a variable by the name of t, and you can name this variable anything. If you don't know things about variable, I have also linked down another video that will explain what variables are and how they works. But let's explore the video further. So I have declared a variable and let's assign it with input, and inside the input I will just show a message to the user, and that would be enter time in seconds. And if you don't understand what an input function is a built-in function in Python that asks user to enter something, and once the user enters something, it just assign it to some variable or just prints out to the console, whatever you are willing to do with it. You can explore more about input function by googling it, and Google will show you everything about it. So once I write down t is equal to input enter time in second, I will just press shift and enter, and you would see that the Jupyter Notebook will show me an input box requesting me to enter something. So right over here, I will just enter 60, and later on we can change that and then press enter. And now if I come over here and try to echo out the t to the screen, you would see that 60 has been stored in this t. Now moving forward towards creating the countdown timer, we can do it two ways. So the first one would be to create a function and embed everything related to the countdown timer in that function. And the second thing would be not to create a function and just do everything directly, but just write while loop and print statements and stuff like that. But I would like to create a function so that you can understand how people can create functions as well. So the first thing I will do, I will write diff, and diff is a reserved keyword that is used in Python for declaring a function. And I will write countdown. Countdown is the name that I have given to my function, and inside the parentheses I want to pass in the t, and you can rename this or anything you want. T, time, this is just a normal variable you can pass into the function. After that I will write colon and then press enter. Once I press enter, now I'm inside the function body. Whatever I write right over here is the body of the function, and it will get executed whenever this function countdown is called. So inside this function, what I want to do is I want to write a while loop, and to this while loop I want to say that if until and unless the time gets to 0, just continue looping through. And I just ran that. Sorry about that, but I will just press enter, and now I'm in the body of while. So whatever I write will get repeated several times until and unless the time gets to 0. Okay, what I want to do is I want to convert this seconds into minutes as well as into seconds. So suppose someone, like here I have said that enter time in second. Suppose if someone enters times in second like 100. So what it will do, it will convert that into 1 minute and some seconds. So for that I will divide the entire time by 60 seconds. So what that will do, it will convert everything to minutes, and whatever it will try to divide that number. Suppose I want to, and let's just practically do that. Suppose I run this again and enter 100 and press shift and enter. You will see that in the T 100 has been stored. So now right over here I want to convert this time to minutes and seconds. How can I do that? I can do that by dividing this 100 by 60. So what it will do, it will convert the entire thing into minutes, and the remainder would be the seconds. But we do have a built-in function in Python for doing that, and we can do that by writing divmod. So what the divmod does is it takes the number that you want to divide by something as a first argument, and then the second argument is whatever you want to divide the number with. So I want to divide the T, which in our case is 100, and 60 as the second, in order to convert the time into seconds. Now what I want to do is I want to store that minutes and seconds. What this divmod return is two things. One is second and the other one is minute in the form of a tuple. So if you don't know what a tuple is, I have linked a video down in the description which will explain what a tuple is. But let's just store that tuple in minutes as well as in seconds. Once we do that, let's just also add some comments right over here so that later on, once you see the code, you can understand. We divide the entire time by 60 in order to convert it to seconds. Okay, now coming below, now it did converted the time into minutes and seconds, but the problem is it's not in the right format. So in order to make it in the right format, I will create another variable by the name of timer, and I will specify a specific format in order to make it human readable. That specific format is 02 and D. So what it will do, it will convert the entire minutes into minutes format. I want to show the seconds side to side with the minutes as well, so I will do the same thing with the second as well, and that would be 02 D. And if you are not sure what this is, you can just Google it and Google will show you what the real deal is. Now we also have to specify what I want to convert to this format, and that is, the first thing would be the minutes and the second thing would be the seconds variable that we have just created. Once I do that, now let's press enter and print the timeout. And do note that we are still in the loop, so every time the seconds get decreased or the second gets passed, the Jupyter Notebook will print the updated time to us. So that would be timer, and the second argument would be \r, and this is an escape sequence. And if you don't understand what escape sequence is, you can just Google it I have also linked down another video on escape sequences, and you can understand that as well by following that video or just googling it. Once we print out everything to the screen, now the next thing would be that we want to make this function stop for a few seconds. So that would be type no sleep, and that the sleep time would be 1 second. Why am I making the system sleep? Because this program will run 100 or 1,000 times in a second. So I just want to make sure that we just repeat this while loop after 1 second, or we just want to make this sleep for 1 second. So that's it. For that reason, we want to make the system sleep in order not to execute again and again and again this while loop in a second. So once we are done with that, we'll just come over here and then decrease the t with 1. And what this t minus equal means is t is equal to t minus 1, and that's it. And in the last, once the loop is over or the time gets to 0, I want to print blast of something funny or something funny like that. Once I'm done with that, and right over here you can see that we imported the time, and we also have the input that we have received from the user. Everything is all set to go. The last thing that's left is just calling the function. So I'll call the function by writing countdown, and you always remember that if you're willing to execute a function, you have to call it, and in order to call it, you just write the name of the function and parenthesis in front of that. Once you do that, we need to provide the t to this function, or the time to this function, and we can directly pass in the t, but the problem is that if I write type and pass in t to it, you can see that it's a string, and right over here this function requires an integer because we have to do subtraction and stuff like that with it. If I pass in directly the t, what you would see is an error. If I directly provide this t to the countdown, you can see that we have an error. But as soon as I make this an integer and then pass it to the function, you would see that everything goes as planned. So here you can see that the countdown timer is running. We did provided it 100, that's why it converted it to 1 minute and 40 seconds. You can change it as well. Right now, if I come over here and press shift and enter, the timer is still going on, so that's why it's not executing that. So this is pretty much it for this video. I hope you did learn how to create the countdown timer in this video. If you're new to the channel, I would highly encourage you to subscribe to my channel because some really interesting stuff is coming up, and we are really trying hard to create something new for you. So this is a 15 video series which we are creating 15 apps for leveling up your coding skills. Stay tuned and look out for next video. It's coming very soon. So have a pleasant day. Bye for now. Enjoy until next time. Enjoy hacking or programming, whatever you are doing. Peace out.